In what ways are we sustainable now, and why did we choose those methods?
The biggest impact, from afar is probably the solar project, which generates just a ton of energy. And that's probably the most glamorous project and the most visible project. That's great, and that helps us with our energy independence. But in my opinion, the biggest initiative that we've made is what we've invested in with water recycling and chemical reuse and that standpoint. And it's very uncommon in the industry still to take that extreme of approach. You tend to have people that say, well, this is the regulatory level. We want to be just above that. And we've said, well, this is way beyond the scope of what's required by a governing body. But what do we want our impact to be, and how do we want to operate? So I think that's the project that to me was the neatest. And it also, again, we have more control over it. We have more control over how we run. And I think that's the biggest thing. As a business owner, I think one of the biggest challenges is when things happen out of your control and they affect those things. They affect your sustainability, rhetoric and what you're able to do with that. But when you can take power over those things and move forward, so those are the most fun projects. So those are the two that are probably most noticeable. The original LED initiative was interesting because I didn't even know that we were a rural qualifying person. It's kind of one of those things you find out about. We just wanted better lights. And we made a mistake that a lot of people make where we said, well, gosh, these lights are brighter and they use a lot less energy. So we just replaced them. And then we didn't even think about for another 8 years that, gosh, we'd like more light. So that's what's interesting about this project, which I know is a different question, but is taking it a step further and saying, well, what can that do, and what's the result of that, even if it's not necessarily a lowering of electrical usage, but what are all of the other values associated with it. So I think you always have to be careful with any of these sustainability projects. I will also answer the question you haven't asked of. I think our biggest opportunity that we still have is that we have all these textiles that have to be upgraded, have to be replaced regularly, cotton, polyester, blends, and there are not very good recycling avenues for those goods. So we need to really step up as an industry, as an organization, as anyone using textiles, to say, okay, what's the place? There's a lot of companies using these recycled goods, but I think we can take it way further than where we're taking it now. So that's a huge opportunity, and there's a lot of companies that have a larger impact there than us, but there needs to be something there.